Everyone knows that saving money is important, but no one really can explain why. In this video, I'll be explaining 4 major and crucial points you will achieve when you save money. Life is full of big surprises and opportunities. If you cannot save money, there is a big risk of becoming a lifetime slave to it. The number 1 is hedge against life surprises. I suppose everyone has experienced them at some point in their lifetime, because no one is immune to it. Everyone will at some point become sick, and sometimes will get fired, and so on and so forth. The next thing that saving money can do is catching up on opportunities. Let's say you have a good amount of money in your saving account. A recession in real estate happened. As it often happens, the value of real estate dropped dramatically. You can now invest your money in real estate because you can now buy a big chunk of property for a very low amount of money. We often forget the opportunities that saving money can bring to us. We tend to see saving as a hedge against difficult times in our life. What comes to our mind is to afford food and shelters. These are tangible things, important but not as important as intangible ones. The third one is to take control of your time. I believe this one is the most important one. If you save money as early as possible, no matter what or how small, believe me, you will finally get rid of your 9-to-5 job. With your saved money, you will be able to start your own business, or even get retired sooner. Being able to take control of your time, I believe, is the most crucial thing you can accomplish in your life. In other words, controlling your time is as important as breathing. Thank God, I was able to leave my job after working for 1.5 years. If I could not save even a little, I would not be able to leave my job. With my little saved money, I bought a few pieces of equipment, such as a laptop, because my old laptop was extremely outdated, and a little more to just work on my own business for at least 1 year. During 1 year, I built a few sources of income, and finally, I liberated myself from a chaotic daily job. If you make a decision and move towards your goal, no matter how small, it will compound over time. The important thing that most people do not understand is that a tiny bit of action, apparently not as valuable, can have the most impact on your life in business. I will give you an example. I decided to post content consistently on my YouTube channel since February 2024. On March 16, I added some of my domain names to dan.com just for teaching purposes in a video. I did not intend to sell them in the first place because I was sure that those domain names would not be sold as quickly. You know what? One of my domain names sold for close to $2,000 on April 30. It was mind-boggling. The point that I'm trying to convey is how small things can cause larger things. So never underestimate your small actions. You may not hit the start that you aim to, you will for sure hit some other stars that could be bigger and have more gold in it. So don't hold back, shoot it now. Let's calculate the saving amount of 2 people who have started saving at different times. Person A with an initial saving of $2,000 is saving $1,000 a month for 30 years, is starting from 2020 to 2050. While person B with an initial saving of $4,000 is saving $2,000 a month for 20 years, is starting from 2030 to 2050. The interest rate is 8% for both of them. Who do you think would end up with the more amount of money? After calculations, time plays in favor of person A. Person A with a total investment of $362,000 in 30 years will result in $1,379,523. Person B in 20 years with a total investment of $484,000 will result in $1,116,930. Person A earns $262,592 more while investing less. It is unbelievable. It indicates that the earlier you start, the better it will be. It doesn't apply only to investment. I believe we can apply it to all aspects of our lives. We all would complain it's not the right time. Listen, you will never find the right time. Life is an endeavor, progress, and imperfection. The right time is now, not tomorrow. Imperfection is beauty in itself. Perfection is death. When you are dead, you are perfect. When you are alive, you are imperfect. If I cared about perfection, I would never start my business, especially my YouTube channel. English is not my native language, and I have never been in an English-speaking country. But I don't care. It's enough to convey my message. Make saving a habit for yourself. No matter how little you earn, simply put a tiny bit of it aside. If the currency of your country experiences inflation, buy gold with your saved money. So don't save in cash. As you know, the country which I'm living is experiencing a lot of inflation. I mean like more than 70%. It's crazy. I save in gold or some other stable currencies. Now let's talk about saving techniques and strategies. Make your savings automatic. There are some banks, but not all of them, that have some feature where you can make saving automatically. So whenever any amount of money enters your account, the system automatically sends an exact value to your saving account without any interference. If your bank has such feature, good. If not, try to find a bank that has this feature. I am currently living in Turkey, and there are a few banks and financial institutions that have such features. One of them is Finance Bank. We tend to forget things, especially with today's social media and technology, because they clutter our focus. Focus is the mother of all success. Hopefully, I will make a video about how visual focus changed my life, and always share with you the protocols so you can apply it for yourself. Anyway, I know many friends who started saving money. They keep doing it for maximum 2 weeks and then either forget it or lose interest in it. Having money is one thing, while saving it manually is another thing. That requires a little bit of your time and energy. It is like a chore. Nobody likes doing chores, so the best way is to build a system around it. Here is how to do it. First, you have a main account, then open another account for saving, then add a command to your account. Let's say 10% or an exact value like $200. To be added into saving account at a specific time or whenever new funds enter your account. This way you build a system that saves both your time and energy, would increase your saving success by at least threefold. If you are lazy, man, this is for you. When I was in college, I came across this idea in a book called Automatic Millionaire. At that time, I had no income except a few $100s a month in scholarship. I tried to save a couple of bucks a month just to make it a habit. At that time, banks did not have such features, at least in this country. The scholarship barely covers expenses, but anyway, at least I tried it. Another technique is to buy tangible assets. I mean like real estate, because having money saved in cash is always at risk. First, you will spend it on simple daily needs and expenses, even if it is not an emergency situation. Secondly, cash can lose its real value. It doesn't matter how powerful the currency is. Cash always loses value. Buying precious metals such as gold is another way to hedge funds against inflation. The most important part of having a successful saving is to throw away or destroy the debit cards or make them inaccessible. So the only way to have access to your cash would be going to cashier in your bank. Long story short, I will end this video by quoting one of my favorite quotes from Steve Jobs. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards.